Okay, so today I'm going to go ahead and do the next shot in Blender. Just for no other reason than, it's kind of fun. So, okay, so this is the animatic slash storyboard that was done quite a long time ago in OpenTunes. So we're definitely going to have to cannibalize that. Well, cannibalize is probably the wrong word. Let's say reuse the background painting here. We already saw Akari fall. Okay, so this was already redone here because the staging and whatnot were changed a bit. So this is the shot I completed yesterday. Yeah, and so now Zen needs to clock the ninja, which is kind of what this was all about. And then we have to basically skip this part. Although it's not ridiculous to possibly come back to Akari. But then this sequence at the end, Zen approaching her to see if she's okay. I have to admit, it is kind of tempting to go ahead and do this in OpenTunes. But, you know what? We're not gonna. By gum and by golly, just for the heck of it, I'm gonna do this in Blender. So, what we want is our sketch layer. Let's just do the basically create an animatic, which we will then expand out. So, in terms of our, sorry about that, our shots, what are we on? We are on 142, or 140, yeah, it'd be 142. So it's probably well advised to just file, save as, and L, anime, Blender, 0142. Boom. Okay, what I want to keep referring back to is this. What's interesting about this for me, I'm going to go ahead and, actually, maybe I think at this point, I'm going to put my ninja guy here instead. I'm going to go ahead and change up the positioning of my guys a little bit. Okay, so that's fine. So what I'm thinking is, here's Zen looking back at Akari. Obviously, he's just about kind of sideways to the screen. So let's make sure we make his sort of badass anatomy prominent. Okay, so let's pull in here a little bit and look at what we want to do with his, let's call it his expression, which is very much seen in this case in the way he's going to be holding his hands. Oh, that's a little bit too extreme, I think. So I'm going to go like this. I think I'll do it that way. I don't need to draw the other hand. Yeah, and I don't like that at all. That looks stupid. Well, that's a classic case of you're zoomed in, you draw something, you zoom out, and you realize it doesn't fit into the picture at all. So I guess I'll fall back on what I know will work, which is a simple fist kind of thing going on. Okay, so I've drawn this like 7 times in a row now or something, and every time I draw it like stupidly too large. I'm not sure where that's coming from, so I guess I will apologize. Good YouTube audience, because I'm not sure. I don't know what's gotten into me. Okay, this is going to be tricky from an acting standpoint, I want to say. And I'll show you why here in a minute. Because when Zen turns around, he's not going to be coming around. It's not going to be like that. It's going to be more like a... So, okay. So what I'm going to do actually here, I'm going to duplicate this key, and I'll just do everything on 2s for the fun of it. Because what's interesting about this is that this head position works for both keys. If you notice, you could draw this with his ear here, so you're looking at the back of his head, or you could draw his eyes here, so you're looking at the front of his head. So that's cool. If we put one key in between, then that'll allow us to sew those two together. That should work out well. So what I want to do is get this right. Let's just, yeah, so nope, that's not quite right. So he needs to have sort of a almost a nonchalant look. Doesn't work at all. Okay, so I want to tell you people that if I have to draw this 85,000 times in a row, like if I have to spend 2 hours drawing this, I will draw it. I'm a little irritated right now that I'm not getting this right, so therefore I'm starting to get an attitude of determination. This has pissed me off a bit. Okay, I will get this right. So the expression is okay, so it seems to me it's something like this. We'll get it. We will get it if it kills us. Okay, so this key is supposed to be his ear. There's his sort of bull neck. And now we want to make sure that the volume of his hair is sufficient. So the main issue I have here is the yeah, there we go, that's better. Not sure about them. Now that's not bad. Actually, I think that's pretty good. Because what the thing about you got to know about Zen is he protects Akari. Period. There's no thinking about it. There's no talking about it. There's no... he always protects Akari. Now it's through a long period of time in the arc of this fairly epic story that we learn the reasons behind that. But at this point, all we need to know is that's his character. He is unflappable, meaning nothing rattles him, nothing intimidates him. I can't tell you why. It's kind of a secret. And he's tough as nails. But when it comes to Akari, there's no I actually think I like the simple the best. Now what I wanted to do is add one more key here. So my point is that he is not angry or ready for battle here. It's more like, oh, okay, I guess I'm gonna have to deal with this guy. Oh, and there's no question he's going to deal with him, and there's no question he can deal with him. But it's more of a it's kind of an irritation thing. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to use the grease pencil. Now actually I want edit mode. Try to use, come on, I hate it when you, let's see, what is that? Yeah, it's, well, the problem is if you open the menu, which by the way, if for those of you who are wondering, it's Control Tab. If your mouse moves at all, which is really easy to do if you're holding a stylus, the solution would be to always lift the stylus up away from the screen. Actually would probably be the smart thing to do. Okay, so what I'm going to do is rotate. Yeah, see, this is where the grease pencil shines. Makes it really easy to do sculpting, you know, sculpting type stuff. Okay. Alright. So now let's jump back into draw mode. Okay. Somehow those two keys got reversed, but no big deal. We'll just grab them and put them back in order. Okay, so it's going to be turn. And one wonders, I'll tell you what I'm going to do, because I'm working in Blender and I have the flexibility to do so. I'm actually going to stick an extra key in right here. Actually, no, two. I'm going to move this on downstream, and here's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to play with this a little bit. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to make the bold choice of cutting to a close-up here. So let's just size this up. I think this will actually be super cool. Alright, and then we'll duplicate this. I guess I'm going to go ahead and allow myself to sort of feel the timing here. I was going to keep everything just on 2s, but what the heck? Okay, so now the only question or problem potentially here is, and I know his face is a little bit elongated in the shot, I must admit, but basically, yeah, I mean, I've kind of allowed him to get too long of a face here. So that's okay. I mean, we can sort of get away with it in the wide shot, but we can't really get away with that here. So let's just make sure, and obviously he had some hair coming down as well. Okay, so this key can just be deleted. And now what I want to do is just make sure we get this right. I'm just going to sort of liberally do some erasing and his head's a little bit rounder, you might say. And also, I don't know, his mouth position seems about right. Okay, this would be probably the best reference, would be like this shot here. So you can see, yeah, I didn't make his chin pointed enough, for one thing. Okay, and I feel like I made his jaws too sort of prominent and squared off, more like Akari's actually. So that should work. And then importantly, because it really, in an anime, it affects the look of the characters a lot, we need to go ahead and put his iris in there. It's amazing how much their look will change just based on whether their iris is visible, you know, versus just a pupil dot kind of thing. Okay, so, and yeah, I mean, I guess we can't get too hung up on the direction of those curves. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and take this little that bit of hair out, just because I really want to get his nonchalant look in here really clear. Made his ear a little bit too high, by the way. Okay, I think that's better. Alright, so let's duplicate that. And then what I want to do is so in a very nonchalant way, I think that what Zen's thinking is, you just made me hurt Akari. I think that's what he would be thinking. And so of course we need to deal with his legs at some point, don't we? Alright, I'm going to go ahead here and kind of do the same thing I did before, except this time pretty much going to include everything. I'm going to roll him back a little bit. Boom, boom, boom. This should be fun. What do you think? Should we cut to let's stick a close-up of Ninja 1 in there, just for kicks and giggles. So what we'll do here is we'll just start drawing, and let's just kind of have some fun here with Mr. Ninja 1. And I'm gonna have him kind of this face angled up. Okay. I don't even know if this will... Okay, what did I just do? That was interesting. Let's try to do this with sculpting, just because it's fun. So yeah, we're in grab mode. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to raise this up a bit. I'm also going to raise up his eyes. That might be all that was needed. I like it, but I think it should be even more extreme. So let's do a really exaggerated version of it. Because this is going to not be fun for Ninja number 1. I'm here to tell you, this will not be fun. And, by the way, let's switch to draw mode and actually yeah, I like that. And then here's what we're going to see. We're going to go here. This is going to be a fun one. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go into edit mode. And first we'll just get rid of all these strokes. And then we're going to take this guy and size him up. Not quite as big as before. Not a super close up. But let's go here into draw mode. And here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do it this way. I'm going to say here's his fist. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to do 3 keys. And so here I'm going to draw I'm going to just draw him every time. So I'm going to go here, 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 and then this is going to be this effect that I had in the old OpenTunes version. Okay, so boom. Okay, so now what we need to do is start mapping some things. If that's his fist, his shoulder's going to come around like that. Okay, head is essentially an upside down teardrop. Chin, let's get the point of the chin. Okay. So let's just kind of draw a triangle here as a guide. Right? I just heard a text come through. What could it be? I could kind of sort of guess. What are my plans today? I will say not sure. What's up? Alright. Is today a holiday or something? Is there a special thing about today that I'm not aware of? Okay, so now this hand would be, I'm going to say forearm's going to be here. Like so. That makes sense. Okay, so they're almost symmetrical. So when one goes forward, the other's coming back. So this should actually be up here, I think. Okay. Okay. So now, in the interest of good continuity, let's deal with his face. Okay. Again, basically, upside down teardrop is the shape of his head. So let's get that right first. We'll get the head right first. And obviously, we want to draw through the other hand. Okay, so what are some landmarks? Well, the ears. Here, there's pretty major change in orientation. I'm gonna just follow this through. This one doesn't change too much. Okay, so the other obvious landmark would be the eye line, which as you can see is splitting directly through the ears. So what I'm going to do is give it a little bit of a curve. So his head's going to angle down. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this hair, very prominent hair thing he's got going on, and use that again as a landmark. It's kind of interesting. I find it interesting that you put those landmarks in there like that little indicator right there, and what happens is it's amazing how much you can see your character in the sketch just because of those little landmarks. I call them landmarks. Maybe there's a proper term for that. I don't know. Bull neck. Bull neck. Okay. Eye. 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 So the other eye, we're drawing through the hair just to have a sense of continuity here. Okay, boom. Okay. A little bit of a hanging hair thing. So, a little bit of an ear, indicator. Oh, right, that's not right. Come on. Okay, obviously we're not going to see that because of his hand. But it just helps keep things on track. Okay. Pow, just like in the old Batman show. Okay, so let's just look at what we have here. We'll go to somewhat near the actual size it would be. Oh boy, that's funny. Okay, so alright, it's been a half an hour. I'm going to stop this video and pick it up here in a little bit, and we'll finish it yet today. I don't know if I'll post this or go ahead and edit the two videos together, but we'll see. So with that, I will say there will be more later.